Another way we look at this is ceremony and ritual from the perspective of a shamanic tradition, that life is a series of, life is one long ceremony of initiation from beginning to end. And there are these rituals that occur throughout it. And family constellations, similarly, is a type of ceremony with rituals. The steps that occur in a constellation are these ritualistic steps that we can guide a person through the ceremony from the beginning to the end. Life becomes this long ceremony from the level of soul. We can step back and see our life journey or our family's lineage journey from this perspective of, wow, it's this evolving, as Jamie said, life continues. Bert says life goes on. This series of initiations, one long ceremony with these rituals that occur within it, and then a family constellation becomes a ceremony with these rituals that we take a client through from beginning to end. We lead them from their human experience to their soul experience. And so each one of these becomes this amazing gift, this potential to awaken. So all of a sudden, whatever happened in our family lineage or whatever happened to us, or when a client walks in the door, it's no longer, oh, poor person, I feel bad for you, I have sympathy for you. It shifts to this level of empathy where we recognize that this is a gift, that each one of these events is a gift to move out of your suffering into this level of awareness. So Jamie and I invite you to think for a moment, to just stop for a second and accept that you're actually a type of guide as a facilitator. You're guiding each of your clients, you're guiding the representatives, and you're actually guiding the people in the room from the level of human to the level of soul. You're expanding consciousness, either up-down, if you want to use that metaphor, or on the plane of consciousness horizontally. You're guiding the person from human to soul. So, soul, the name of this conference. I love the bag, bridging the divide, healing the collective. You know, on the side of the bag of the soul, healing the personal and collective soul. So our presentation, we use, when we started, you know, we heard the word soul a lot, and both Jamie and I were raised Catholic, and so there's all these religious connotations of what spirituality is and what soul is. So we finally settled on what Dan van Kampenhof uses in his book, Images of the Soul, the workings of the soul and shamanic rituals in family constellations. And one of the things that he says in there, and the reason we bring this up is because soul is used is very ubiquitous in family constellations. But what does soul really mean? And how are we using the term soul? So in his definition, he did a lot of exploration and looking at psychological traditions and religious traditions. And it comes down to the same thing. Soul is consciousness that's embodied in form. Spirit is consciousness that's disembodied. The spirit of this place, the spirit of the land. Great spirit. Soul is what's inside of us. Individual soul, family soul, collective soul. So when we speak of soul, we're speaking of, we're trying to help a client or help a representative move through their level of consciousness to touch someplace deep inside of them. That is soul. It's why it's really important after death to not hold on to the images of the people who have died in your life. Because the soul, when it leaves the body, is free to go and take whatever form it wants. I know my mother and father, they often show up as animal spirits. My mother shows up as a butterfly and as a crow, my father as a hawk and a robin. So now, when I see a butterfly, or I see a robin, or I see a hawk, I'll often stop and use the language that I learned from family constellations. Oh, hello, mother. Hello, father. I miss you. Thank you for all that you gave me. When it's my time, we'll meet again. So what's happened is I've been able to use the language of family constellations and the idea of soul and bring them together and keep my connection to family lineage through seeing the spirit of my ancestors when they come. So for a moment, for those of you who have loved ones who've passed, let's take a moment. Have you seen them? Have they come to you in any form? Have they reminded you? Let's take a moment to think about that. And before we go further, you can say, I miss you. When it's my time, I'll see you again.